Jesus fuck, there's mods.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Snowrunner with mods. Two guys, one stream. And today we're gonna start a new thing as well. So I'm live streaming on Twitch so Josh can switch between his perspective and my perspective and go back and forth. And that way we can kind of show you the cool shit that we're doing individually. Um, I in real life, I'm a wrecker operator. I drive tow trucks for a living. I steal cars that you don't pay for, and so we're gonna play with the. I steal the bank's car back. Um, so we're gonna play with the heavy wrecker because of course, being in the towing industry for 13 plus years. I mean, when I met Josh, I worked almost 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, towing for a different company, of course. Um, so I'm basically going to build this tow truck and I'm going to criticize the hell out of it. So, um, I don't know whose screen we're on here.
We're on
Uh,
yours.
we're on my screen. So, first off, let's, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you it's got the Cummins and an 8-speed transmission, 8-speed automatic. It's got high, it's got low, and it's got low, low. So it'll creep. It does have a diff lock right now, but it does not have all-wheel drive. So what we're going to do um, is we're going to pull back in here and we're going to decorate this truck. And the entire time that we decorate this truck, I'm going to criticize the shit out of it. So now if you'll look at the top right hand corner, you'll notice that I'm fixing to buy a shark card. Um, does this game have shark cards? Is that a
No,
GTA
this game does
reference?
not have shark cards.
All right. So I've already kind of come in here and I've played with the engines a little bit on it. So the first one um, gives you the same amount of power as the second one, but you lose a lot of your fuel consumption. If you'll notice, you'll see that bar's red. The second one, which is the one that I picked, which, by the way, let's talk about Cummins. 6 in a row, ready to tow, 8 in a V, sit down to pee. Yeah, buddy. I got a Cummins tattoo on my arm, and I'm wearing a Cummins hoodie right now. Oh, I took it off. Never mind. Yeah. So it comes factory with this motor here, which gets less power and less fuel economy. So if you just scroll up to this one, then you're golden. Now, I'm pretty low in points here. So you also have this one and this one.
Hey, shit stick.
Yes.
Remember, there's a 10-second delay on what you're showing. For what?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I guess we can do that too. Well, my stream's on time, so.
Well, I know your stream's on time, but there's a 10-second delay. So which one is this one? Which one are you looking at here?
So you got the Westline M2300 and the 2450. Those two engines I do not have unlocked, and neither one of them get the same amount of power or the same amount of fuel consumption as the one I selected. So I picked good. And then down here in the transmissions, you have the balanced, high range off-road, special off-road, which let's talk about the special off-road for a second. It says nothing. It's the off-road that I want to talk about. So this gearbox are basically, saying that you sacrifice your fuel efficiency and your top speed for a low gear count, but you get 3 low gears. And if you notice, you only get 1 tick mark on your fuel consumption. So it's not really that big of a sacrifice, especially if you pick the engine I did. But once again, we're going to see how well it does. Now, also, you have the special off-road transmission, which does something. It just says special off-road. This is the one I picked. It says R&D Center Prototype Gearbox. 8 auto gears, 2 low gears, and a fast high gear, and that's the one we were just playing with out there. So, let's look at our suspension systems. We have our base hauling suspensions, and then we have our jacked hauling suspension, and then we have this hauling active suspension. So basically we can raise and lower the truck through the functions menu and I do believe that that's the one we're going to go with. Now, let's look into some tires here. Oh,
There's a
thick
fuckload
boy.
of options of tires.
Oh my lord, Josh, look at my screen. Look at the wheels on that thing, boy. He dimed out. Oof. Yeah, buddy. Rolling
Somehow I
like a
don't
big
think
shot. Chevy
fucking
tuned up like a NASCAR pit stop. All the rims big, do it right good. Lean back, right hand on a pine. No, I'm looking for Alcoas. Alcoas look the best on a semi. And, you know, this is a very good looking semi, so we're going to put some Alcoas on it. So let's see. Jesus Christ, these are really.
it's got fucking dualies.
What? All trucks have dualies. So you.
All three rear axles and the front axle dually tires
No, I
underneath
haven't gotten there
of
yet.
yeah.
So I will notice. Oh, they have the damn tractor tires that are dualies. That's kind of cool. I will not. I will say one thing. So, um, there's a little bit of a lag almost in this.
Mm-hmm.
So far with the mod. Oh wow. Yeah, that's pretty absurd.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Fucking
Wow.
what was that? The True Duels by Quasi.
Oh my God, and the treads aren't even the same. Why would somebody do that?
I have no fucking clue, but that's what I was talking about.
These look really good. Oh, they're for chain tires, that's why. I like them fatty boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see I don't know if you guys can see it off my screen or not, but there's like a little like you'll see it almost glitching when I switch.
Yeah, no,
So,
we can see it.
I'm gonna go with a set of duals, but I'm gonna go with a thicker set because who doesn't like a little bit of thickness? Because good old Bradley's down with the thickness until it comes to my women, and then I'm good. Offline. I don't know what offline means. Extreme offline. Stock heavy. Twin motor heavy. Oh. Too bad it's 18 grand and I only have 6. Um, got an engageable diff lock. Rear wheel drive is $2,500. Or all wheel drive is 2,500 bucks. Oh, I have 64. Ah. All right, so back to winch. 18 grand. Okay. Got a diff lock is already engageable. All right, let's see what we have for snorkels here. Chrome. Oh, well, that's a bit depressing because I really don't want all that shit sticking up over the top of my truck like that. Is there a way to zoom out a little bit? Damn.
You
I
can
mean,
use the
we know we're
triggers,
gonna
but
need it,
that's
so.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm out as far as I can go. All right, so let's look at frame add-ons. Ooh, you can put a box on this thing.
Jesus
What
fuck,
you
there's a
would
lot
use
of
it
frames.
for. Um, that's. Hey, Josh, do you think I should do that mod right there? What are we gonna
Yeah,
call it? The
that.
floater?
I have no fucking clue, man. Why is there shit locked on this?
I don't know. Repair cart?
Fucking 2 and 3 slot rollbacks. Does that mean that the
Oh,
trailer actually is gonna fucking we can roll the trailer down?
it's locked because it requires other add-ons. This add-on requires
Oh,
another addition to be installed. Um, Yeah, that rollback doesn't look just obscured and annoying. Oh,
Dude, they've
that
got a
one looks a
fucking
lot
70-ton
better.
rotator.
That's the one I'm going for, sir. Um, all right, so let's talk about the space between the wrecker body and the cab for a second here.
I
That's
wonder,
pretty annoying.
I wonder if we get that rotator, if we will be able to actually pull trailers or not.
So you can get the rotator, okay, which I'm gonna do, and then you can get the rotator axle lift, which I'm gonna do, and then box top cargo slot. Oh, that's pretty neat. So I can still haul cargo on top of the rotator. Oh, and I can put a sleeper on there. I'm definitely going to be going with a sleeper. I'm not going to lie. Oh, or I can put a toolbox up there. See, look, that space that I was just drawing attention to between the cab
Mm-hmm.
and all that looks pretty good. I'm still going to end up putting a sleeper on there though, because a rotator ain't good unless you can put a sleeper on it. And then of course you can do your saddles, high, low, all that stuff. So we're gonna put a rotator on here, which we've already done, and then we're gonna put a sleeper on, which is done. All right. Now that that's done, let's get over here to paint. Oh, we got other stuff. Um, so there's no options in the rear bumper, rooftop, various. We have a flasher bar, roof marker lamps, uh, chrome horns. We're gonna keep the chrome visor on there, and um, so I don't know if anybody's ever seen a heavy wrecker before, but most of the time there's a light bar on top of the roof of the heavy wrecker and on the headache rack to the heavy wrecker. Most of the time, if if you're running a heavy wrecker and there's not several lights on the front of it, then you've got some severe problems, and you might want to second guess who you're working for because that dude's an asshole. Um, the light bar costs $100, and I've seen light bars save people's lives. So, and I lied. Light bars are like $1,500, but still. Brush guards, front bumpers. Let's see. So I'd like something not as severe as this bumper here. Um, but I'd like something with lights on it. So I think this bumper is going to be our way to go. Miscellaneous. Let's see what they got in miscellaneous. Mirror housings are chrome, matte black, painted. We're going to end up going with the painted. Fuel tanks chrome, matte, and painted. So we're going to end up going with painted. And then painted as well. Um, stickers. Sleeper. You can put a mud sticker on the sleeper. Put one on the toolbox. Put a Budweiser sticker on the sleeper. Um, put Planet Express stickers. I'm assuming that that's for the box bed there. Um, oh, that's kind of clever. So that the no problem one. So basically, it says no problem, and then when the truck's rolled over, you can read no problem. So that's pretty clever. Um, let's see, and then you got towing rotator sticker. Let's see, that's gonna end up anywhere. Oh yeah, I see it right there on the side of that. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that sticker because I think it's pretty neat. Oh, we're gonna get my favorite part now, exhaust. Give me them miter cuts, baby. There they are, right there. Look at that, miter cuts. Now just take that stupid heat shield off of it, and we're gonna be cooking with peanut oil. Oh boy, these pipes are fat on this thing. All right, so we're gonna do the chrome Miter cuts because, you know, they're titties. And if you disagree with me, I'm sorry that you're, you know, gay. Paint. Let's get into some paint. Oh, who doesn't love red? A red tow truck is butter. Um, but I want a two-tone because most good-looking uh, tow trucks are two-tone. So let's scroll down and see what we got for two-tone. Red and black. Let's see here. So we got white, red and black, purple and green, which I'm not gonna lie, like honestly, if I owned my own towing company, I would definitely do something bold like that, but I would also do it a little different. Purple and white. Um, I don't know. What color is that? Fucking toothpaste?
Something like that.
Um, red and black again. Blue and black. Once again, it's bold, but and it looks good. It really does. But to me, it kind of feels some of the thunder off of the truck. Honestly, yellow and black, green and black. Now that's a sharp look right there. Josh, what do you think?
The
What do you
blue
think
and
there,
black.
Sauce Boss? Know that right there.
Which one?
Burgundy and white.
Oh, with the yellow stripe.
That's white.
That's yellow.
It's like eggshell. Oh shit! When you do move your screen around, it is yellow. My B dog, my B.
I mean, it looks good. What the hell does it say on the side?
Uh, recovery services.
Oh, okay.
I think we're gonna go with that because I think I'm a firm believer that heavy wreckers should be two-toned. So let's go out and see what this thing looks like. Let's critique this shit out of this thing, huh? That's a good-looking truck. Oh, Josh is just gonna spawn inside me like an asshole.
No, you know what happens.
Let's see. Repair, refuel, recover, change truck, start engine, attach. Oh no. Oh no. Josh,
What happened?
you can't turn the beacon off. I hate that. Okay, you just have to turn the truck off first. Okay. Woo! Oh, and both light bars turn off. That's phenomenal. Alright. Let's get this thing pulled out. Oh gosh, let's get in the sunlight, get out of the shade here. See what the inside looks like. Oh yeah, you can see the stick down there and everything.
Oh shit. Yeah, this fucking rollback lifts up.
Oh man, you can even see back into the sleeper. Too bad that the still has the window, but it's got a laptop and it looks like it's paused on Pornhub. Did you get a sleeper on yours?
No, I didn't. I got the
Well, make sure that when you get in this truck and you start playing with it, that it actually that you look in the back. So first things first, I'm the realist. Let's see. So we have a used rotator axle lift, fast control mode axle lift, which there's nothing fast about these trucks. Hood open and close, that's pretty neat. We can see that beautiful Cummins turbo diesel right there. You know, stance will make her dance, but the Cummins groan will make her moan. Change suspension mode. Let's go ahead and do that. So that's lifted up all the way. And Jesus Christ, that is some clearance. And then, did you get the active suspension on yours too?
I either went with active or I went with the heavy.
Why don't you wheel on over here for a second? because I want to see if this actually processes. So I raised my truck and I'm going to lower it down and I want to see if it actually processes along this string or not.
Okay. Looking right at you. Oh yeah, oh shit. Fucking straight up low rider on that shit.
You fucking like that shit?
Yeah, I think I just.
Did yours do that?
I do not think that I went with active suspension. I think I just went with the high suspension.
Okay, so the outriggers do pretty good. It looks like it self-levels the truck, but it's really hard to tell because no, it does not self-level. It just picks up the ass end. But it does differ. So once you do raise the truck, it does keep the outriggers down on the ground. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm just gonna we're gonna keep it we're gonna keep it up for right now because the truck's level, and that's what we want when we're pulling. And I'm gonna turn on my beacons for that. We're gonna use the rotator lift axle. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna lift arm controls as Y. We're gonna pivot it down first. That's gonna be our left trigger. Okay. And we're gonna roll it down to a 90 degree. Oh, that's a little bit too far. Right there. Josh, pull up behind me, please, sir. Well, actually, yeah, just wait on that for a second. And then we're gonna extend the arm. Okay, and we're gonna close that. And then lift axle. Fork controls is X. So left fork arm, let's see what happens here. Okay, so we can pull them in and out. So we can push in and out, there, and there. You're always gonna, just so you know, you're always gonna drive down the road with your fork arms in all of the way.
Is that so you don't fuck up somebody else's tires?
No. With them in all of the ways, they don't get caught in the mirror, you don't see them, da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, so
you know
it's just
I mean?
a you thing and not a safety thing?
No, it's really an everybody thing. Alright, so let's go. We're going to do this again, and we're going to, actually I'm just going to go the quick way. And then restore. Okay, and then fast controls. And it doesn't do anything. The fast controls doesn't do anything. So the lift axle, we're going to do Y. Bring that thing in. We're going to do right trigger. We're going to roll it up. Your bed is glitchy. I want you to know that.
Yeah, I just saw it disappear on your screen.
Alright, so now that that's done. Now, let's activate our anchor again. Okay, and let's see. Restore crane. Axis crane mode. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are in crane mode. Now, let's check this thing out. So you can wheel the crane out that way. That way. Alright, well, let's actually start off with this. You want your crane to sit the top of the crane to be about the same height as the cab, because if it sits too low, as you guys saw a second ago, it'll collide with the wheel lift, and you'll use your wheel lift more than you'll use your crane. So we're gonna go like one bump, That's where we'll restore it to, or after we're done playing with it, then we'll do it. In the meantime, let's see what this thing will reach. Jesus. How about that, Josh?
I don't know. Just give it 10 seconds.
Why don't you just look through your screen, dork?
I
You're
would,
sitting
but
right behind me.
I'm not.
Oh,
But
where did you go?
game glitched. We'll be back in a minute.
Oh, okay. So that looks pretty good.
That is fucking
One
tall,
thing
though.
that one thing that I don't like, that I'll tell you, is that the lifting controls and the extending controls are very similar. Now, normally you can lift your crane or your boom. Let me get away from crane because the game's got me saying crane. So normally you can just lift the boom without extending out. So, and then you would have your separate functions would be your extensions here. However, this isn't, exactly 100% perfect. Now, this is a rotator, so it should be able to go all the way around, which it does, so that works out great.
Now, aren't you able to?
It seems to have some sort of auto level feature on it because when you pilot the boom out,
It drops. Yeah.
yeah,
Isn't that
but
crane
I'm pretty
supposed, or isn't
sure,
that boom supposed to be able to slide back and forth from forward to the cab to rear of the cab or the bed?
uh, no, not typically. Most of the time, the booms are centered on the truck. So the
Okay.
part that the boom attaches to will be on the halfway point of the truck. That way, when you're lifting and pulling, you're centering your weight. Does
All right.
that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and restore the crane. Um, Josh will be back in a second, and we'll play with the wheel lift. And then while we're waiting on him, I'm going to go ahead and jump in another truck here. Um, one that we can pull up on his rollback. So we're actually going to grab my Chevrolet here, and we're going to go out with it. Which, by the way, let's talk about how I supposedly have this blah 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 big block in this thing, and it sounds like I got a V6, but we'll move on from that. Now I will say there's one glitch right there, and that probably has something to do with how I was telling you that boom has to be lifted up a little bit. It can't sit on top of that wheel lift like that. That makes sense? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and change truck back, and I am going to fix that wheel lift because that is annoying. So remember what I said, you want to just lift it up a touch till you want the ball. So there's two pulleys in the end of that boom, and we're going to call them snatch blocks for the sake of this fucking argument. And you want them to be just even with the top of the cab of the truck. That way it's not above and it's not below. And another thing is too, when you're pulling a semi down the road, when you're towing a semi, you pick up the front of the truck, and you do not want the front of that truck to collide with that boom. So that's why you put it even with the top of your cab, because then most of the time it's going to be even with the top of the cab that you are towing, and it's not going to collide with the hood, because remember, damage comes out of your paycheck, sir. So we're going to turn off our beacons. Now, another thing that I noticed while I was waiting on Joshy Poo here, let's go ahead and get a look at our headlights here. Headlights look good. Now, Huh. That's different. Um, huh. I thought I saw something here just a second ago. Looks like, or it looked like, when I turned the lights on and off, the truck lurched forward, but I can't seem to find it. Ah.
I missed that. I didn't see it.
Um, yeah, it's all right. Yes, we have our boom set. While we're waiting on Josh still, we're going to go ahead and drive this truck around a little bit. We're just going to come outside the gate here to our immediate. And there's some mud over here to our left. We're going to try and play with a little bit. See how this looks and feels. Now, normally you're not going to have a heavy wrecker that's got all-wheel drive. However, all three of these axles, well, two of these axles would be tags, or one of these axles would be a tag axle. You're able to lift and lower it, and then the other axle would be, or the other two axles would be called drives, and you can engage both of those axles, and sometimes all three axles you can engage in, especially in snowier environments and stuff like that. Now this truck is in just the regular rear wheel drive, so just the back axles are pushing it. It is doing an excellent job, I think. Um, and I
It looks
also
like
have
it's
it
just going.
lifted up. Yeah, it was mobbing, but it looks like I got stuck, which is great because what's the point putting it in all-wheel drive if you don't need it? Now, diff lock looks like it's always on as well. It's not giving me an option for that. Josh, how well do you remember this map?
Oh, we're on the Russia map.
Yeah.
Well enough, I suppose. God, I can't believe it's been so long since we played this.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's really hard about playing online with um, with all these different games and trying to start up their YouTube channel is it's you get caught in you want to just play one game or you want to play two games or whatever it is, and then by the time you get back around to playing the other game you just you're so, what's the word for it, lost maybe. Is that the right word for it, Josh?
Yeah, I think so. Because it gets a little difficult to keep things straight on which controls we're doing for what.
So we haven't tried out any of the winches yet or not, which is fine because we're gonna play with all that here in a little bit. There's actually a little honey hole that I know of that's right up the road. That's why I was asking Josh how well he remembers this map. Josh, what's it looking like for you to come back in?
I'll be switching over here in just a minute. One thing I did notice is the other mods that we were um, oogling over before we started up the game is they are not available in Russia. So I went ahead and jumped into a different area real quick to see if I can grab some of those other mods so I can bring them in on your end.
All right. I got you. The other thing, too, Josh, is that we're really only going to be able to do one of these mods per this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what I did
No
was
worries.
I grabbed my. So this is my favorite truck. It's the International. Josh could have probably told you that though. This is the truck I use the most. I've unlocked all the beds for it,
Yeah, you fucking love that
and
truck.
So what I did was I grabbed this truck and we are going to tow it. Well, we're going to attempt to tow it. So let's do this thing full scenario style, huh? So you get the heavy wrecker call, and here we go. All right, so you get the heavy wrecker call. They gave you the wrong address, so you accidentally passed it. Now you're turning around, and we're going to do this as about by the book as a heavy wrecker operator would. Now, understand that there's a lot of this stuff that's articulatably user's choice, we'll call it. So there may be other heavy wrecker operators that are not going to do this. Or they're not going to do it the same way I do it. You know what I mean? I will tell you that this thing turns like dog shit. But I've been playing with it for a little while now, and I've only burned 5 gallons actually. So that's
That ain't
not
bad.
that's not that bad, especially not in Snowrunner. It's not. So if you'll notice, I back straight up to the truck, okay, but I keep a good safe distance. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in, and because we're in a parking lot, I'm not going to use um, my lights and stuff. But you know, we're gonna go in and we're gonna pivot the our tow bar down. Now, I want to also tell you too that this if you look directly underneath the boom, you'll see a white thing. I don't know what shape to describe that as, but it's like a Superman symbol without the Superman symbol. Anyway, it's in the center there, directly underneath the tow bar. Here, I'll line up straight on it so you can get a peek. So that whole assembly would move that L arm, that tow bar that's on the back. It would move it up and down. But it looks like on this truck, all it does is um, fold in and out. So it's a little frustrating for something like that, but you know, at some point in time, you got to just remember it's a video game. It's a damn video game. You know, and if you really want to talk about frustrating, we can talk about my 10.5 hour shift that I just got off of right before I started playing Snowrunner. So, um, so basically, you want to float the ground a little bit. You'll notice that I put it down into the ground. Then I'm gonna bump it up just a fuzz, right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get out of this menu. I'm gonna take off my handbrake and I'm just gonna back up. And apparently, the suspension moves so much. Now, I will also, let's try this also too. So we're going to go to the rotator lift, and I'm going to lift it up. Lift arm controls Y, and we're going to pivot it up, which is right there. Oh, it actually is picking up the truck. Yeah, it picked it up. Imagine that. Now, with these, excuse me, with these frame forks that are on here, they can be used as either frame forks or they can be used as axle forks. I personally like to use them as axle forks because sometimes a frame's harder to get to, so on and so forth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the suspension mode to the lower version just to see if this L arm sits a little bit better on the ground. So, and it doesn't really, it's about the same, but we'll work with it. Now, the L arm's pretty wide, so we're not going to be able to get underneath the axle on this one. So we're just going to kind of have to make do with what we have. I'm going to I'm gonna extend the fork arm out. Now this is pretty hard to do from this angle because you gotta basically guesstimate stuff. So I'm gonna extend it out. Uh, just about to where the frame is. And then we are going to, like I said, there's a lot of guesstimating involved here because you can't see it like you could a real heavy wrecker. And like I said, that T-bar that's back there isn't nearly as wide, so it would actually go in between the front tires in real life. But, I've said it once, I'll say it again. It's a damn video game. Now, normally you're going to pull them about that high. Oh, the parking brake's still on. I was wondering why I was scooting my truck back. And my game just crashed.
Did it really?
Yep.
That sucks.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm still streaming, so. So, guys, I guess that'll be it for the Snowrunner. Um, uh, we've pretty much seen as much of that wrecker as we can handle at this point. Our next stream or our next video will be uh, both of the wreckers, Josh's and mine, and we'll also have our friend Nick with us. And we are going to we're basically going to go out, put them in the woods, and see if we can use them as wreckers, which is what they were intended for, of course, and just see if they will actually work to do what they are supposed to do. I will use them as they are supposed to be used, and not how people who have no idea what towing is uses them on YouTube. And
That's
we
what
can
I'll
see
be
if we
doing.
can do, and we can see if we can do something fun. So I appreciate you guys showing up to the stream to watch, and um, I want to give a shout out. Well, Josh and I would both. I'd like to give a shout out to a friend of mine named Sean, who watches our videos very religiously and gives very, very good, fulfilling, and positive feedback, both positive and negative, um, to us, and allows us to basically open our minds and our eyes up to what we aren't already seeing.
Yeah.
So,
So,
thanks
really
again.
appreciate it, Sean. Your feedback, good and bad, is fantastically helpful. And
And if it wasn't for your feedback, we wouldn't be recording this video right now, actually. And we're experimenting with some other things for you guys, and we're going to keep expanding and expanding and expanding as far as we can. And Josh is actually going to be pushing me out of my comfort zone. I don't want to spoil as to what, but we're going to try some other things as well. So, thanks for coming out to see us.
all right, appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.